production companies change their mind so much. I've worked on a lot of, I call it the failed talk show curse. I worked on a lot of projects that weren't successful, and it had nothing to do with my work. It had nothing to do with the producers of that. It really just budgeting. Is this a good time? Is this content make sense right now? So production companies change their mind a lot, so you shouldn't take it personal. I'm a really advocate of, I wish I wouldn't have took so many things so personal in my earlier 20s. Like, I really wish that I just realized that at the end of the day, this is a business. And you have to always keep that in the back of your mind, that this is temporary. These things are temporary. Don't think so long term. I think having that mindset that this project can end at any given time will make you kind of just be a little bit more realistic. So for me, I have ownership of all my photos, all of my videos, all of my previous interviews that I can cut and edit, and I have that content. So have your own. I'm such an advocate about that. Like, really have your own to where you can build your reel and build those things up. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Bianca Bee, and welcome to the Bianca Bee Show, where we talk about business, finances, and friendships. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about things I've learned in the industry and being a booking producer and working in the talk show world. I did a couple of snippets on TikTok and on Reels, but I wanted to make an in-depth video about this. My resume is insane. I've been privileged to work for amazing companies through hard work, through relationships, through just being me and being authentically me and being also good at what I do. And so I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of different companies, from, the Oprah Winfrey Network, E! News, TMZ, Nick Cannon talk show, Steve Harvey talk show, the Mel Robbins show, and now where I'm working currently. So I kind of just want to do a recap of the things that I've learned in being around successful people and business-minded people, which is why I really shifted this show to really focus on business, finances, and friendships. So let's get into it. So what's always been important to me is, although you do work for these large corporations, always still have your own brand. I'm really an advocate on this. Really have your own solid brand. These production companies and corporations change their mind a lot. So you want to make sure that you always have multiple sources of income. A lot of people tend to give up on their dreams and give up on the things that they're passionate about because they're trying to chase their career. And I'm an advocate on still posting the Bianca Bee Show, the Bianca Bee brand, BFF Cosmetics, and those things like that, because I do believe that you should have something of your own. Even if you're a videographer or editor, you can start your own editing company, your own video company, and still work for these corporations. There's so many different things that you could do, especially in the film world, and we see this with the strike and things like that. You still should have your own content and own your own content. I'm very advocate of owning your own content. When I first started the Bianca Bee Show and I would do red carpets, so many people wanted me to work for other companies. And although it would have probably given me the platform and I probably would have been more popular, for me, ownership was the most important thing for me. Owning my own content, having all access to those videos and those old interviews, because if I was Bianca Bee under a different company, I wouldn't have access to that content. So if you're going to have your own, I'm an advocate of just having your own, especially if you are a host. I know people say work under these people and all these different social media popular pages, but you don't have ownership to that. So for me, I have ownership of all my photos, all of my videos, all of my previous interviews that I can cut and edit, and I have that content. So have your own. I'm such an advocate about that. Like, really have your own to where you can build your reel and build those things up. The next thing I really want to talk about is production companies change their mind so much. I've worked on a lot of, I call it the failed talk show curse. I worked on a lot of projects that weren't successful, and it had nothing to do with my work. It had nothing to do with the producers of that. It really just budgeting. Is this a good time? Is this content make sense right now? So production companies change their mind a lot, so you shouldn't take it personal. I'm a really advocate of, I wish I wouldn't have took so many things so personal in my earlier 20s. Like, I really wish that I just realized that at the end of the day, this is a business. And you have to always keep that in the back of your mind, that this is temporary. These things are temporary. Don't think so long term. I think having that mindset that this project can end at any given time will make you kind of just be a little bit more realistic. Because projects and shows come and go, and especially with streaming platforms, and we have access to so much stuff, and there's so many shows, so don't take it personal. And also, something that I did that I wouldn't say regret, but was the life lesson for me, was picking up and moving for opportunities. Although it expanded my business and my brand and my knowledge, there were opportunities that I shouldn't have taken. So, really think thoroughly about the decision making that you make within your career. The next thing is be cool with publicists and managers. Like, when you know publicists and managers, it gives you access to a lot of things and a lot of people, and broadens your network. So, you really want to build relationships with publicists and managers, especially like publicists, because they are your backbone. They know everybody. They can give you access to a lot of things. And some of my best relationships, because on the show we talk about, friendships. Some of my solid friendships have been with publicists who looked out for me and gave me opportunities and certain interviews and access to certain things that, if it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't have gotten that interview or gotten that opportunity or that brand or anything like that. So really get cool with publicists. Separate your industry friends from your real life friends. Some of my solid best friends were people I went to school with, and my industry friends are my industry friends. And so kind of separate that. And of course, you can get cool with people who are also in the industry as well, because they get it. But also kind of separate those friendships. And also know, when you're working in these corporations and working for people, everybody's job is on the line. So be very cautious of what you say about other people in certain positions and certain jobs and things like that. Like, just be very cautious. If you need to vent about somebody, just call your parents or your best friend that is not in the industry. This was something that I struggled with in the beginning of my career. It was speaking to everybody, because I am a little bit more, I could be shy sometimes. So just speak to everybody to avoid drama and headaches. Just say hello to everybody. It will make everything better. Something I also did that I don't encourage people to do is don't drink at corporate parties. Bad idea. Totally regret that. One day I went to an after party, and I got lit, and that wasn't a smart decision, Bianca. And I hadn't ate that day either, so I was like, fuck, why did I get so drunk? Champagne will creep up on you, you guys. So just be very cautious of your behavior when you're out in public. Always have a website. Just have something where your work is present so people can see it. That's LinkedIn. Also, let's get into things you should and should not do on social media in this industry. If you're not into politics, don't talk about politics. If that's not your brand, and if you're not knowledgeable in that, don't talk about it. Don't talk about the Beehive. Don't talk about the Barbs. Don't talk about Taylor Swift fans, Selena Gomez fans, the Biebers. Don't talk about the LGBTQIA community if you're not involved in that and that's not your thing. Just be very cautious of the things that you say online, the N word. Of course, certain songs have it, whatever it is, what it is, but just try to avoid those things. And I try not to post like my relationships online anymore. I don't do that anymore. I don't post my family really much online anymore. I really am very, very cautious now of what I put out there. If I'm having an emotional day, don't go to the internet. That used to definitely be me. And if you are gonna go to the internet, just post it in your close friends. So yeah, just be very cautious of those things. If those are like some key things that I've learned throughout this industry. But it's your girl Bianca Bee. I don't want to take up your time, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're from the YouTube fam, make sure you guys subscribe and like and share. I am on all platforms, Bianca Bee Show, and it's Bianca Bee. Make sure you guys go to shopbiancabee.com to grab my books and things like that. It's your girl Bianca Bee, and thank you for tuning in. Bianca Bee, Bianca Bee, Bianca Bee, Bianca Bee, Bianca Bee, Bianca Bee.